The Washington Post editorial board writing a scathing column slamming GOP leadership. The editorial board calling out the Republican National Committee and its chairman, Reince Priebus by name, saying he has let the Donald Trump campaign spin out of control. But the RNC is not taking this sitting down. A short time ago, RNC Chairman Reince Priebus went on the record. Mr. Chairman, nice to see you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.
Mr. Chairman, the Washington Post editorial board had a sort of blistering editorial. It was headlined, "Republican Leaders' Silence on Trump is Inexcusable and Irrational." And they go on to say all sorts of things. They say that they talk about the moral poison of Donald Trump's campaign. How do you respond, sir?
Well, I mean, it's totally insanity. I mean, the idea that I'm not trashing Donald Trump enough as the front runner. I mean, it's not the role of the chairman of the RNC to trash the potential candidates that are running. It's my job to make sure we've got a fair process and that the delegates choose the nominee that will eventually join our efforts in beating the Democrat nominee in November. So that's what we're doing. The second job that we have here is to build a ground and data and turnout operation that this party's never seen, which we are doing, and is unprecedented. And there isn't a journalist in America that believes that the DNC is better equipped today than the RNC. So, look, I feel good about where we're at. Our party's healthy, and we're going to have a nominee eventually. I don't know when. And when we do, we're going to be off to the races.
And is your job any different than the chairman of the DNC? Is it the same as Debbie Wasserman Schultz, or does she have a different job?
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's been pretty quiet about Hillary Clinton's lies about Benghazi, where 4 people died, her lies about emails, her lies about the Clinton Foundation. I didn't see a Washington Post article talking about, calling that out. But, maybe she should.
But isn't that her job? I mean, if your job is not to take sides, if your job is not to...
Of course not. I said that rhetorically.
Likewise? Okay, all right. So her job is the same that way.
I say that, listen, I say it rhetorically to shoot back at the Washington Post that, maybe they ought to issue a similar editorial, as dumb as it is, back to Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
We're going to have another debate, political debate in this country between now and Super Tuesday in the Republican Party. What should we be looking for? What should we prepare ourselves for?
Well, I mean, I would expect, the field is getting smaller. I think the questions will be more detailed. I think when you have more time among the candidates, they'll be able to get into the nuances of their positions. I think that's what you're going to see on Thursday night. We have, for everyone, 65% of all the delegates are awarded in March. It's the biggest month in the calendar. The stakes are really high, and obviously it's getting down to crunch time.
And if Donald Trump has a big showing on March 1st, I realize it happens throughout the month of March about all the delegates, but in light of the fact that 25% of the delegates in the Republican Party are distributed on March 1st, Super Tuesday, is that pretty much the end of the, you know who your nominee is at that point?
I mean, I doubt that. Remember, Mitt Romney didn't become even the presumptive nominee until the end of April of 2012. And remember, they started 30 days sooner than we did. So, it will take some time. People are going to start learning, unfortunately, delegate rules and allocation rules. That'll be the next fun topic for everybody. And we'll start following the delegate allocation, and sooner or later, at some point, we'll have a nominee.
And it would be so much easier for all of us if you in the Democratic Party had the same rules, because we have to learn 2 sets of rules. But anyway, Mr. Chairman, nice to see you.
Well, we don't have, I don't have thousands of super delegates in my back pocket like Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Different rules for different parties. Thank you, sir.
All right.